And Open RAN brings a lot of possibilities and benefit, but it does bring a lot of challenges of reintegrating what you disaggregate. Okay, in the past you purchase everything from one vendor, they provide the whole solution. Now you open it, you have different layers, so if you're looking at Open RAN, I like to look at it as three major layers: the management, the application, and the infrastructure. And we're starting to look what are the challenges, and the challenges of integration, of complexity, knowledge that operator has with cloud infrastructure. And this is where we basically, Dell and Wind River sat together and say, how can we ease this, how we can make it simpler? And we decided to partner and bring a joint infrastructure solution to market that's not only integrated at a lab, at the factory level, but it basically comes with complete lifecycle management from the day zero deployment to the day two operation, everything done through one location, through Dell, supported, working out of the box. So basically taking this whole infrastructure layer integration pain out, de-risking everything, and then continuing from there to work with the ecosystem vendor to pre-integrate, validate the application on top of this infrastructure.
What is the Wind River secret sauce in this mix, for folks who aren't familiar with what Wind River does?
Yes, absolutely. So Wind River, for many don't know, we're in business since 1981, so over 40 years. We specialize in high performance, high reliability infrastructure. We touch every aspect of your day, your life. From the airplane that you fly, the cars, the medical equipment, and if we go into the telco, most of the telco equipment that it's not virtualized, not cloudified today, using our operating system. So from all the leading equipment manufacturers and even the smaller one. And as the world started to go into disaggregation and cloud, Wind River started to look at this and say, okay, everything is evolving. Instead of a device that included the application, the hardware, everything fused together, it's now being decomposed. So instead of providing the operating environment to develop and deploy the application to the device manufacturer, now we're providing it basically to build the cloud. So to oversimplify it, I call it a cloud OS. Okay, it's a lot more than OS, it's an operating environment, but we took basically our experience, the same experience that we used in all those years with the telco equipment manufacturer and brought it into the cloud. So we're basically providing solution to build an on-premises scalable cloud from the core all the way to the far edge that doesn't compromise reliability, doesn't compromise performance, and address all the telco needs.
What does the go-to-market motion look like, considering that you have two separate companies that can address customers directly, separately? What does that look like? If you're approaching a possible customer, who's knocking on the door? How does that work?
Exactly, and this effort is a Dell turnkey service offering or solution offering to our customers, where Dell, in collaboration with Wind River, we proactively validate, integrate, and productize the solution as engineered system. Knock door on our customers who are trying to transform to Open RAN or open ecosystem. We can help you to go through that seamless experience by pre-validating with whatever workload you want to introduce, enable zero-touch provisioning and during the day one deployment, and ensure we have sustainable lifecycle management throughout the lifecycle of the product in operational network, as well as having a unified single call of support from Dell side.
Talk a little bit about a CSP example that is using the technology and some of the outcomes that they're able to achieve. I'd love to get both of your perspectives on that.
Vodafone is the great example. We're here in Barcelona. Vodafone is the first OR network in Europe, and it's using our joint solution.
What are some of the outcomes that it's helping them to achieve?
Faster time to market. You can see they already started to deploy the OR in commercial network, very successful in the trials that they did last year. We're also not stopping there. We're evolving, working with them together to improve stuff around energy efficiency. So continue to optimize. So the outcome is just simplifying it and ready to go. Using experience that we have, Wind River is powering the first basically virtualized RAN 5G network in the world. This is with Verizon. we're at a very large scale. We started this deployment in late 2019, the first site, and then through 2020 to 2022, we basically rolled in large scale. We have a lot of experience and learning from it, which what we brought into the table when we partnered with Dell. A lot of experience from how you deploy at scale, many sites from a central location, updates, upgrade, so the whole day to operation, and this is coming to bear in the solution that basically Vodafone is deploying now, and which allow them, if I look at my engagement with Verizon started years before we started, and it took quite some time until we got stuff running, and if you look at the Vodafone time schedule was significantly compressed compared to the Verizon first deployment, and I can tell you that there are other service providers that were announced here, like KDDI, for example, it's another one, moving even faster, so it's accelerating the whole movement to O-RAN.
I'd love to get your perspective, Abdullah, talking about, you just mentioned two huge names in telco, Vodafone and Verizon.
Yep.
Talk a little bit about Dell's commitment to helping telecommunications companies really advance, accelerate innovation so that all of us on the other end have this thing that just works wherever we are 24/7.
No, exactly, and this we go back to the challenges in open ecosystem. Managing multiple vendors at the same time is a challenge for our customers, and that's why we are trying to simplify their life cycle by being a trusted partner, working with our customer through all the journey. We started with Dish in their 5G deployment, also with Vodafone. We're finding the right partners, working with them proactively before getting in front of the customer. We've done our homework. We are ready to simplify the process for you to go for it. If you look at the RAN in particular, we are talking with the 5G, we have RAN densification, but I still have on the other side limited resources and skill set can support it. So bringing a ahead of time engineered system with a zero-touch provisioning enablement and sustainable lifecycle management, it leads to the faster time to market deployment, TCO savings, improved margin for our customers, and faster business revenue for their end users.
You're not reaggregating, you're reintegrating and you're creating something that's better.
Exactly.
Moving forward. Otherwise, why would you do it?
Exactly, and if you look at it, the player in the ecosystem, you have the vendors, you have the service integrators, you have the automation enablers, but kind of they are talking in silos. Everyone, this is my RASI, this is what I'm responsible for, I don't want to get into something else. While we are going the extra mile by working proactively in that ecosystem to let's bring brains together, find out what's 1 + 1 can bring 3 for our customers, so we make it end-to-end seamless experience, not only on the technical part, but also on the business aspect side of it.
So the partnership, it's about reducing the pain, I would say eliminating it,
yeah.
Okay? So this is the core of it. And you mentioned getting better coverage for your phone. I do want to point out that the phones are great, but if you look at the premises of a 5G network, it's to enable a lot more things that will touch your life that are beyond the consumer and the phone. Stuff like connected vehicles. So for example, something as simple as collision avoidance. Okay? The ability for the car that goes in front of you to be able to see what's happening and broadcast this information to the car behind that have no ability to see it, and basically affect our life in a way that makes our driving safer. And for this, you need a ultra low, reliable, low latency communication. You need a 5G network.
When you're in conversations with prospective CSPs, what is the superpower that you deliver together? I'd love to get both of your perspectives.
So if you look at it, number one, customers look at it as savings and their day-to-day operation. In 5G nature, we are talking the introduction of O-RAN is still picking up, but there is the maturization and densification of O-RAN. And this is where we're talking, I'm monetizing my deployment. Then the third phase, we're talking sustainability and advanced service introduction, where I want to move not only O-RAN, I want to bring the edge at the same side. I want to define the advanced use cases of edge where it enables me with this pre-work being done to deliver more services and better SLA services. By end of the day, 5G, as Gil mentioned earlier, is not about a better phone coverage or better speed throughput, but what customized SLAs I can deliver, so it enables me to deliver different business streams to my end users. Yeah.
So yeah, I would say there are two pens. One, it's the technology side. So for an example, energy efficiency, it's a very big pain point. Sustainability, so we work a lot around this and basically to advance this. So if you look at the integrated solution today, it's very highly optimized for resource consumption, but to be able to more dynamically be able to change your power profile without compromising the SLA. So this is one side. The other side, it's about all those applications that will come to the 5G network to make our life better. It's about integrating, validating, certifying those applications. So it's not just easy to deploy an ORAN network, but it's easy to deploy those applications. We start to see the data coming from 2 years of operation at scale, and the data supports performance, it's the same or better than traditional system, and the cost of operation, it's as good or better than traditional. Unfortunately, I can't provide more specific data, but the point is, when something is unknown at the beginning, of course you're more afraid, you take more conservative approach. Now the data starts to flow, and from here, the intention is to go even better. So more efficiency, so cost less than traditional system, both to operate as well as to build up. But it's definitely the data that we have today says the ORAN system is at par at the minimum.